What's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Jess Nicole here, and in today's video we're going to be doing a yoga and stretch routine that is meant ideally for those dealing with their menstrual cycle who may be suffering from any menstrual cramps or stiffness and pain. I typically find that a little bit of gentle movement helps to alleviate my body of any cramps or pain that I may be feeling dealing with my period. So today we are going to be very grounded, very close to the earth. We are going to be doing mostly seated and reclined poses. We won't be using much strength today. Today is meant to be gentle and easy, relaxing, and restorative. So if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at the Jess Nicole, at Jess Right Fitness, and of course, let's not forget TikTok at the Jess Nicole. And with all that being said, whenever you're ready, go ahead and grab your yoga mat and let's get started. My loves, we're going to start seated, just bringing one leg in front of the other. So I have my right shin in front, and I'm actually going to turn to the side. So right shin in front of the other, and you're just going to fold straight forward. So trying to open up through your lower back and through your hips here. Walk your hands out, and you might be up higher here on your forearms, or you might be folding down. And we're really going to emphasize deep belly breaths today. I know in most of the yoga classes that I do, I usually encourage that you pull the lower belly in towards the spine whenever you exhale to really engage your abdominals. But today we don't want to do any of that, so really no sucking in whatsoever. Obviously, you may have extra fluid. It's normal to be bloated, especially if you're on your menstrual cycle. And we just want to give ourselves that full permission to relax our stomachs fully. There's already enough tension in that area, so we don't need to add any more. So breathe deep in and out through your nose, really letting your abdomen balloon out as you inhale and just relax as you exhale. Really allowing for some self-care during this yoga session today. Again, we're not using too much strength here. Just want to relax and take things slow. You can push your hands into the floor slowly, start to rise back up, and we'll do that forward fold on the other side. But before we do that, just straighten your right leg out in front of you so that you now have your left foot to the inside of that right thigh. We're going to do a passive forward fold here, so don't worry about having a straight spine or keeping your right leg really straight. We're just going to naturally let gravity pull us down, just starting to open up through the back of our leg and also stretching a little bit more into our lower back. Relax your head, your neck, your spine. Just let gravity do the work for you here. We're going to take 5 deep breaths in this posture. So take a deep inhale in through your nostrils. And on your exhale, feel yourself go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Push your hands into the floor, use your arm strength to lift yourself back up, and you're going to open your left knee wider. So instead of having both of my hips and shoulders facing the front of my mat, I'm going to widen my stance here. So my knees are reaching away from one another, and you can bring your left hand behind and just reach your arm up and over, press and lift your pelvis up. Just a nice big counter stretch here, pushing your hips forward and set them back down. And now find a little side bend so you can reach your right hand down your right leg and extend your left arm up and over. Really letting my neck be soft here, relaxing the shoulder away from my ears. Just a big side body stretch. And let's come all the way back up. So facing the front of your mat again, let's find our seated forward fold. So this time you have your left shin slightly staggered in front of the right one. Try to sit evenly on both sit bones, and again, relax your stomach. Try not to worry about that here and just focus on lengthening out of your lower back, lengthening through your spine, and just walk your hands forward, finding your best version of this forward fold. And just melt into it. Keep the breath flowing in and out through your nose. Our movements really don't need to be intense in order to be effective. This is a time for us to really connect with ourselves, and as much as possible to give ourselves permission to just slow all the way down. Go ahead and rise on up. Take your time coming up and out of this posture. And let's bring our left leg out in front of us, so squared towards the top of the mat, just like we did on the other side. Right foot to the inside of your left thigh, and we're just gonna find this passive yin style forward fold. So you can absolutely keep a bit of a bend in your left knee. We're not pushing, we're not pulling. Just soften the muscles along your jaw. Relax your shoulders and your arms. Just a couple more deep breaths here. Push your hands into the ground, lift on up, and you're gonna widen your legs here. So my right knee is gonna move away, facing more so in a diagonal here. Right hand goes behind you. Reach your left arm up and over. Press and lift your hips up. Nice big counter stretch here. And as you set your hips back down, let's find a lateral flexion, just a fancy word for a side bend. So you can slide your left hand down, reach your right arm up and over, trying to create even more space from your right fingertips towards your right shoulder, and from your right shoulder to your right hip. Inhale all the way back up, and let's face forward. Make your way into a tabletop pose on your hands and knees, spreading your fingertips wide. And we're just going to trace some circles with our hips here. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. You can make this as big or as small as you would like. Keep breathing. And as you do this, you can reverse the direction of the circles. Maybe wiggle out the shoulders here. And coming back through to center, let's find our low lunge. Your right foot steps to the top of the mat. Keep your right knee anchored and aligned over the top of your ankle. I'm just going to keep my hands framing my front foot here again, making this really passive. So I'm just melting my hips down towards the floor, relaxing my shoulders away from the ears. We're trying to encourage the flow of energy downwards, so really grounding down. Now let's go ahead and tuck your back toes under so that you can lift your back knee off the mat. And you might need to come up a little higher here, maybe up onto your fingertips. So we're just gonna rock back and forth, maybe bounce up and down, just really getting deep into that hip flexor here. You can go ahead and set that back knee down and step back into that tabletop pose. From here, keep your knees pretty close and towards one another, and rest your hips towards your heels. Reach your arms back behind you and find your little C child's pose. You might feel good just rocking your hips a little side to side, or even just finding some stillness here. See if you can breathe into the fullness of your lower back, so really trying to fill up this space above your tailbone, above your sacrum. You can have your hands down by your sides, or you can have them above your head, whatever feels good to your body today for your practice. So let's lift on up and we'll find our low lunge on the other side. So back through to tabletop. And you can step your left foot forward, aligning your knee over your ankle. Feet are both about hip width distance apart here, and we're just melting our hips down. So often pain and tension in our lower back comes from having tightness in our hip flexors. So in front of our thighs and up towards the inner thighs. So low lunges can be really, really effective when we're on our cycle. And you can tuck the back right toes under just to help lift your back knee off the mat. You can just rock a little or bounce up and down here, using this as an opportunity to stretch into your heel, get into that calf muscle. And instead of going back into child's pose from here, we'll come into ragdoll. This is the only inversion we're really going to be doing, so you're stepping to the top of your mat, and you're not going to be here very long, but I want you to bend your knees a lot here, and just let your upper body drape over your legs. Let your upper body get heavy here. And coming into Malasana, our wide-legged goblet squat, you can turn your heels in and your toes out as you rest your hips down, bending into your knees as you bring your hands together at the heart and use your elbows to push your knees open a little wider. So especially in this type of pose, I want you to fully relax through your lower belly, through your pelvis, really feeling that grounding downward energy, like you could root into the earth. And you can rock onto your seat. We're going to lower all the way down onto our backs, so just gently making your way there. Pull your knees in towards your belly. You might rock a little side to side as a way to massage your lower back. And you can bring your feet flat to the floor. We'll take our reclined pigeon pose, just getting deeper into our glutes and our outer hips. Cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee. And you can reach through with your arms pulling that left thigh in towards your chest. And I'm intending or thinking about reaching my right knee away from me to go deeper into that glute. Try to relax your shoulders, your head, and your upper back as much as possible. You're just using a little bit of arm strength to find the right amount of support to get the stretch. While we're not overstraining ourselves, we're not overdoing it. Just keep breathing. We're going to take a few more moments here. And you can keep the figure 4 shape, but just let your left foot come back down to the mat. And then grab a hold of your big right toe with your 2-piece fingers, and we'll find our half happy baby pose. So my elbow is to the inside of my knee, and I'm pushing it wider, and I'm letting my thigh kind of flop over to the side to provide a little bit of a counterweight. And as I'm pulling my right thigh and right knee down, I just like to bring my left hand right over my belly. If you'd like to do a slightly more intense variation of this pose, just a deeper stretch, you can also straighten your left leg out. But remember, this is meant to be a nourishing practice, so if that's too much for you, keep your left knee bent. Just honor your body exactly where it is. If you had your left knee still bent, let's all straighten the leg, and we can carry it into a twist by bringing our right thigh across the body, over to the left, maybe with your left hand kind of guiding that knee down and reaching your right arm out to the side. So my right shoulder is trying to move as far away from my hip as possible. Feeling that great spinal twist all throughout the back. Couple more breaths here in this pose. Let's make our way back through to center and just pull both knees into your belly. Again, maybe rocking, just feeling into your body. Let's find a reclined pigeon on the other side. So both feet are going to come flat to the floor, and you can cross your left ankle over the top of your right knee this time. Reaching that knee back, you can reach through and pull your right leg in towards you. See if you can melt your shoulders into the ground a little bit more here. Getting even heavier and heavier. And we'll go ahead and find our half baby pose, so you can let your right foot come back to the floor and grab a hold of your big left toe with your 2 left peace fingers. And you're going to widen your right knee towards your right shoulder, or you can let your right thigh flop over a little bit to provide that counterweight. And maybe place your right hand right above that womb space, just trying to send a little bit of that healing energy. I find just even the warmth of my palm to really feel nice, especially when I'm having really uncomfortable cramps. And if you did it on the first side, you can also straighten your right leg here, but if it means you contract and tense up, just let go and keep your right knee bent instead. So deep belly breaths here. And we'll bend our left knee, straighten your right leg if you didn't already have it, and we'll find a twist. So cross that left thigh over your body towards the right side. Extend your left arm out to the side. Press your left shoulder blade into the floor. So even though we're kind of constricting our lower belly here with this twist, keep trying to inflate your lower belly with your breath. Let's come all the way back to center one last time. We'll pull our knees in towards us, giving a big squeeze. Let's rock it out side to side, releasing any tension that may have built up into our lower back, into our hips. Just some gentle movement here. And when you're done rocking, let's go ahead and release those feet back onto the mat, and we're gonna take a lying butterfly pose here. So go ahead and put your feet together and let the knees fall wide. This is a great stretch for opening up the hips. And I'm gonna place my hands, taking Yani Mudra, which is thumbs together, index fingers together, and placing that directly over my lower belly, over the pelvis, just to bring a little bit more energy, a bit more prana, and focus my awareness on the space of my ovaries and my uterus. So you can do this with your legs out straight, or your knees bent, or your feet together with your knees out. However you want to take a Shavasana, a nice relaxing pose to end off your practice. And try to fully relax your facial muscles so you're not straining in any parts of your body. Really tune in and notice what your body might be trying to tell you. Just getting really, really, really quiet internally so that you can practice deep listening to see what you might need in this moment. So let's take a few minutes here before closing our practice together. Just breathing and listening. On your next deep breath, go ahead and bring your knees back together, and we're just going to windshield wiper the knees side to side. Again, releasing any tension that may have built up in that lower back or in the hips here. And when you're ready, go ahead and come on up into a seated position, cross-legged position. You're going to reach your arms up into the sky. Deep breath here, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. Thank you ladies for joining me today. I certainly hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to drop a comment, and of course, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!